I observed the footprints on the ground. They may have walked by themselves. Zhang Yi's tone was very calm, but after he finished speaking, the air in the whole room seemed to drop several degrees. Especially the women in the family, one by one, widened their eyes and subconsciously snuggled together. Zhang Yi, don't joke like that, it's too scary. Zhou Keir's face turned pale and she hugged his arm and said, "As a doctor, she is a staunch materialist and doesn't believe in any weird things." Zhang Yi shook his head. "I originally didn't want to believe it, but the facts are in front of me. You can go and see for yourself." No one paid attention to the bodies outside when they got up in the morning, but now they all rushed to the window. As a result, there was really nobody to be seen. How is this possible? Zhou Keir's eyes shook with shock, and her mind was in a mess. Fatty Shu swallowed and said to Zhang Yi, "Boss, did you collect all the bodies and deliberately play a trick on us?" Everyone looked at Zhang Yi, hoping that this was just a prank of Zhang Yi. Zhang Yi rolled his eyes. "Am I that boring?" His denial made everyone feel more scared. What is going on? If only one or two disappeared, it would be fine, but how could thousands of bodies disappear overnight? Since all the cameras in the periphery were destroyed after the First World War, we were unable to replay and view what happened. But if it was really done by a certain force, they would need transportation tools to move so many corpses, and it would definitely not be so silent. While everyone was in a panic, Zhang Yi became calmer. He woke up from his initial confusion. Since this is an era full of mutant creatures, all the weird things are no longer so abnormal. It is very likely that it was done by mutants or mutant creatures. As the backbone of the shelter, he needs to find out the truth to avoid missing any important information. Everyone finish your meal first, and then those who can fight follow me out to see what's going on. I found where their footprints are. As long as we follow them, we will be able to find clues. Everyone was curious and scared at the moment, and they were eager to get answers. Therefore, everyone agreed with Zhang Yi's proposal. Now, Xishan District and Lujiang District are their turf. Any suspicious incidents must be clarified to avoid becoming a big trouble in the future. So everyone quickly finished breakfast, and then Zhang Yi called a few main combat forces, changed their equipment together, and chased in the direction of the footprints. The sudden change made everyone dare not be careless. They are not afraid of the power of people, but they will keep awe of unknown things. Since the end of the world, more and more things have become incomprehensible. This even reminded Zhang Yi of a saying in history books. In the year when disasters are rampant, demons and ghosts will appear. The group did not drive but followed the dense footprints carefully. The wind and snow were very strong, and everyone was very nervous. Maybe now they are all worried that they will see those corpses moving forward in the form of people. Everyone walked along the way, and they didn't know how long it had been, and they didn't find that the footprints on the ground disappeared, but they didn't see any corpses appear. This made them more convinced that those corpses walked here on foot. Zhang Yi took a deep breath. Drive and follow. It seems that they walked a long way this night. Although everyone was wearing combat uniforms, they would still feel uncomfortable if they stayed in the ice and snow for a long time. After driving for dozens of minutes, the car finally arrived at the place where the footprints disappeared. Zhang Yi and his companions got out of the car and hurried forward. Then they saw a huge, deep cave on the snow. The dark snow pit was bottomless, and there was no light inside, but there was a kind of horror that wanted to choose people to devour. Gulp. Zhang Yi couldn't help swallowing his saliva, and then silently stepped back a few steps. What the hell is this? Why did those corpses run to this place? Could it be that there are mutants who can control corpses? Liang Yue couldn't help but say, but being able to control thousands of corpses to walk so far, it would be too terrifying if there were such mutants. The scene fell into silence again. After the Ice Age came, more than 10 million people had died in the entire Tianhai city. If someone could really control so many corpses, he could easily destroy any force. Fatty Shoe said with trembling lips, "Could it be a zombie crisis?" He has watched many zombie-themed movies and was deeply impressed by the scenes of zombies surrounding the city. Zhang Yi shook his head. "I hope it's that situation." He glanced at Fatty Shoe and said with a smile, "You don't think that zombies can pose a big threat to us now, do you? He can kill living people, so if there are a large group of slow-moving zombies that will die if their brains are knocked out, they will pose no threat to Zhang Yi and his team. And this is not scientific. At this temperature, the bodies have been frozen. How can they walk like normal people? Look at the messy footprints. They are not jumping forward." Fatty Shoe nodded. "Yes, on such a cold day, if there is still a group of zombies that can jump forward, it's really cool." Everyone was discussing next to the cave, and no one knew what the situation was. Unknown things are always easy to make people afraid. Now, Zhang Yi hopes that they are zombies or something like zombies, rather than some mysterious things that cannot be figured out by common sense. Just as several people were discussing, Uncle Yu looked around and suddenly said, "Why do I feel familiar around here? It seems a sight." "Huh? What sight?" Everyone looked at him curiously. Uncle Yu looked around and slowly confirmed his inference through the few high-rise buildings. "I know where this is. I have been to this community called Sik Jiayuan, and the place under our feet is the Siko subway station." Everyone looked down at their feet. In an instant, Zhang Yi figured it out. "I understand that means that these dead people actually entered the subway tunnel through the station, right?" The subway itself is underground, and now it is buried by heavy snow, so it is 20 to 30 meters away from Zhang Yi and his team. No wonder it looks like a deep cave. Liang Yue frowned. "If that's the case, is there something in the subway tunnel controlling these corpses?" Zhang Yi touched his chin and did not make a conclusion. After the end of the world, everyone is struggling to survive. Zhang Yi would not be surprised if there are living people anywhere. The subway system in Tianhai City is very developed, and there are many stations in each area. It can even be said that there is a dark city underground in Tianhai City. After the end of the world, there will definitely be people hiding in the subway. Or maybe some people were in the subway when the blizzard came and didn't escape later. If some of them are still alive now, it wouldn't be a strange thing. Zhang Yi can be sure of one thing. There must be some mutants or creatures causing trouble. But Zhang Yi didn't understand what the other party was going to do with so many corpses. "Zhang Yi, how do we deal with this place?" Uncle Yu looked at Zhang Yi and asked, "If there is really someone who can control the dead bodies, then he must have more than 1,000, and the number may be unimaginable. Leave them alone for now. We have no conflict with them, so don't take the initiative to come into contact with them." Subscribe for more episodes.